Welcome back if you're following this series. This is Zephyr Green. This is Diablo 2, excuse me, Diablo 1. And we are on the Devolution X mod with only quality of life changes turned on. So this character is a sword and board rogue. Got some vitality, chance to hit. This quest amulet. As mentioned in past videos, the light radius is actually kind of bad for us, as it makes enemies see us sooner. The Undead Crown is amazing, because it allows us to lifesteal with our sword, and because we have very high dexterity, we have 100% chance to block. We are looking for a shield that has increased block speed. There's only one tier of block speed.
Whoa, what can I do for you?
We are only using bladed weapons. So this Club of the Bat, while it's kind of cute, interesting with the mana, which would allow us to kind of like heal and do some other stuff, town portals and whatnot. Not so useful. This Silver Claymore, if it was one-handed, would be nice, but it's not. And let's see here. What are we wearing for armor? Arcane's Valor. Okay. So Arcane's Valor has given us a bunch of health and... Sorry, I have a frog in my throat here. And fastest hit recovery, which overrides all other forms of hit recovery. I have not played this character in some time, and as such, I haven't posted this series.
I sent a soul in search of answers.
I will get this frog out of my throat eventually. So there's Book of Phasing. We don't really care about that. Staff of Bone Spirit. Not too interesting there either. I don't know if I've touched anything. Let's just save. So, we are on floor 6, maybe? 7. We're on floor 7. This is where the optic amulet was. Kind of looks like 2 eyeballs. See if there's anything more on this floor. Probably. Probably in this doorway. Gargoyle. Flail. This thing. Scroll of Inferno. Now the question is, how many enemies are in this next room? Just take them one at a time. Oh. Okay, that's not one at a time. I have failed. Oof. We might need to run to town to fix that. Roll a fireball. I didn't check my durabilities. If it turns red, we'll definitely wanna do that. That one's 6 out of 20. A single chest was all that was in here. So as usual, I want to ask a question to my audience. And one of my previous questions was, how do you like durability in Diablo 1? Or Diablo 2 for that matter? It kind of disappears in Diablo 3. It's there, but it's not really there. It's not in the same mechanic sense. I don't have a town portal scroll. That's bad. Whoops. That's not a good thing. Let's go over this way. Maybe we'll find a town portal scroll. One of the things I want to ask today is more on the basis of the slowness of this game. And as I've always wanted to make a Diablo-like game, over the years I have appreciated more and more the slowness of Diablo 1. And I would love to make, and my Diablo 2 mod even is, sort of a Diablo 1.5. Take a lot of the mechanical aspects of Diablo 1, the slower pace, maybe more limitations on things like rares or sets, or just make them a little bit different mechanically. There's some things moving towards me. Let's see if they'll come. Like right now, I'm going to have to take everything as slow as possible. Yeah, this is going to be disastrous here. Come here. Here, boy. Come on. Let's get through the door. One at a time. One at a time. Oh, you can go that way. Well, that's cheating. As long as they don't turn red, we're good. Okay. Don't have to concentrate as much now that there's only like one of them left. Hard leather armor, 11 armor. Not gonna beat the quest item. We can take maybe one more hit to our shield, unluckily, and then we're really out of luck. I think I'm just gonna have to run straight to the door. There should be a secondary doorway up to town. It's probably that. No damage taken, but I am taking tons of durability damage. So, could a game... Oh, that's Chamber Bone. Could a game be this slow? Now, I will argue that Path of Exile 2 has attempted to be this slow, but while I enjoyed playing it for a time, I'm not a Path of Exile enjoyer. And there are certain reasons for that. It's taken me a long time to really understand why. But I think a lot of it comes down to, simplistically, I'm not a big fan of the leveling system in that game. The skill tree is cool, but I just find it tedious and excessive a lot of the time. But I don't really necessarily want to talk about Path of Exile 2 specifically, but just the idea that a game can be slower in the modern age. We saw the rise of the Souls-like, both in the sense of original Dark Souls, and the many follow-ups, such as like Salt and Sanctuary, which is actually quite fast as a gameplay style. But one of the things is when you press a button, you're not really going to be canceling anything. I think the only thing that can really cancel in Salt and Sanctuary is maybe you can cancel an attack with a roll. If you press it fast enough or early enough within the animation, you might be able to cancel it. There's some hard-coded stuff there. There it is. That's what I need. Ah. What a mistake. We will try to remedy that mistake by never doing it again. Now, I don't think that a Diablo-like game or a game that is quite this slow would be well received. It's an older game. People are used to moving maybe their character a little bit faster. Let's do 3. There we go. Book of Telekinesis, Book of Elemental. I thought they only changed their shops when you level up. Maybe I'm wrong. Which also, Path of Exile 2 does do. I think they changed their shops on level up. Maybe on certain quests, too. Like an act change. I don't need those. Griswold, my man, can you fix all of these, please? Oh, let's just see if anything changed here. Not particularly. So maybe it's just his shop that changes on level up.
Hello, my friend. Stay a while and listen.
Light radius. I will say no, thank you.
Well, what can I do for you?
At least it sells for $1. And Diablo 1's not even that slow. It's definitely slow for like a melee character. You're running around, you're trying to basically isolate things to maybe a room or a hallway or a doorway like I've been doing. That's just out of sheer need to just stay alive. Most things in Diablo 1 can't open doors. Some enemies can. There's a value in there on them to say whether they can or not. But most enemies can't open doors. And Diablo 2 gets a little more creative where enemies can open doors in certain circumstances more often. And you're dealing with just way more enemies in Diablo 2. In a certain way. So in Diablo 1, you open a room and there could be like 10 goatmen or goat archers or something. But it's just like a single room of them. Skeleton archers, whatever else. Whereas in Diablo 2, it's like every room has a magical enemy, a named enemy of some kind. So in the first area, I think there's Diablo 2. In the first area, the Den of Evil has I don't remember the unique zombie. I should remember that. I know I had that memorized just not too long ago, but Corpse Fire, that's what it is. Corpse Fire, the unique zombie. Save the game here. And everything's at full durability. And we got portals. And we're good. We're thinking with portals. But a different kind. I got this. I got this. But a lot of this doorway stuff and whatnot ends up being how you have to play in Diablo 1. And that's intentional, from what I understand. They wanted people to... Wow, that really sucks. That was a lot of hits to my shield. can we... There we go. Stop running away, particularly. So, you know, those kind of things are intended to be strategic. They were somewhat intentional in the design of having a lot of doors and hallways. In Diablo 1, sorry, in Diablo 2, you have some repeats of this, specifically in the maggot lair, which is one of the narrowest locations in the entire game. But it's still, you know, it's one of the least favorite places of anybody, I think. There we go. Potion of healing. 81 gold. Level up. Going to continue with the insane amounts of dexterity. There's a shrine, or can't quite see what it is. Where'd you go? So this can get pretty boring. Like if you're used to it, if it's an, you know, if you're used to older games like this, that can get pretty boring. You're not dodge rolling Dark Souls. You're not repositioning like something like a shooter, or, you know, having to aim. There's not a lot of obvious skill involved. There's some strategy of, you know, pulling them, I guess. And the game is, you know, 30 years old almost. I'm like 28, 29 years old. But Diablo 2 is, especially late game, so fast. And Path of Exile is even faster. Which I think is something that just doesn't vibe with me. I don't want to just run through a room and kill stuff as fast as humanly possible. It's kind of a min-max kind of style of play, I guess. I don't know what you want to call it. I like the more like solo self-found and you know, kind of the challenge of it all. I'm a story player. I want to play the story. You know, Dark Souls, you play the story. And you know, maybe you do some challenge runs, or you play it twice, or, you know, 13 times. Doesn't really matter what you do. Intensity comes the cost of wisdom. Let's look up what we just got. We lost 10% of our base mana and got 2 levels of Fire Bolt. So we lost 4 max mana. Not exactly the greatest trade-off at this point in the game. Can be... Book of Mana Shield. Yes. Surely there's a couple more dudes over here. My shield is tanking the traps, which is kind of neat, kind of different. But yeah, I guess that's my question to my audience right now is, could a game like this really be... Could a game like Diablo, Diablo 1, Diablo 2, whatnot, could it really be slowed down? Could it really be made that way and still be fun in the modern age? I want that book. Get over here. Ooh, Staff of Lightning. I can sell that. Okay, I need 25 magic to read it, which is 10 more than what we have. And I actually have this as a goal item and have some notes written about it. So, Mana Shield, moving on from the slowness discussion here. Mana Shield in Diablo 1 gives a 33% damage reduction to all damage. Unless you're in Hellfire, in which it breaks down because it has some leveling stuff that's backwards and gives less resistances as it levels up. Go figure. I'll just pick it up for now. That's 16 armor. Yeah, 33% chance, or 33% damage reduction on all incoming damage, which is really handy. Making the Sorcerer actually the tankiest character in Diablo 1 once they get it. It means you can also trade up all your mana potions and pretty much, excuse me, all your health potions for mana potions, and become just the mana mage. Which is a really cool and fun archetype. Just being able to only use mana. You know, and in Diablo 2 they add poison, which is a very dangerous thing, as poison can kill you. It hurts your health and always goes through mana shield. In Path of Exile, they have Chaos Inoculation to actually avoid that specific issue, where you can go Mana Shield and you have 1 life, but you're immune to Chaos, which would otherwise kill you. You know, you don't want to have 1 life and not have Chaos immunity. For those not familiar, Chaos damage in Path of Exile is basically poison damage. So it's just different iterations of that. In Path of Exile, you get Energy Shield from your items, which has always kind of put me off personally. I'm more of a fan of having the Energy Shield from like a spell and being more mage-like, I guess. The archetype is different. It shifted a bit sideways for my brain. And while I've played mostly Energy Shield characters, mages and such, in Path of Exile, in the limited time I've played it, I do prefer kind of actually using an Energy Shield that is from my character. You know, from Mana Shield. We have a helmet that's probably never going to be better than the helmet we have right now. Eventually we'll probably want a higher armor class, but... There we go. We've officially cleaned up this level. Gotten all those little nooks and crannies. But yeah, I'm always looking for kind of a sense of starting a discussion about these game mechanics, because I am a game mechanic focused channel. For now, I will probably end up being a little bit more game development in the future. I don't know what to do here. This is really bad. I should have saved before coming down here. At least I can hit them. If I couldn't hit them, that would have gone the other way. Dang. Apparently they couldn't hit me either. They were hitting my shield here and there, but that was pretty good for them not actually being able to hit me. Let's save now that I've gone through that room. Okay, there's a few more coming through here. Like, you can get mauled in Diablo 1. There's definitely tons of dudes. You know, you can play as fast as you want. You're just gonna die most of the time. Anyway. These dudes throw fireballs, I guess.
can't carry anymore.
Saber. I can technically untrap those chests, but I've never cared to do so, apparently. I've just never gotten in a habit. Oh my goodness. Just get hit already. Book of Lightning.
Where would I put this?
Probably sell that. I don't know if it's worth selling more than anything else here. We can maybe just put this here. We don't have enough space. There we go. Tetrising like a pro. Guess technically I could have just thrown it on the ground. Lifesteal is probably just as good or better than Mana Shield. If you can hit and Lifesteal, and I talked about that before, where Lifesteal is basically just broken as a concept. It outscales the enemies, or it outscales the game, or vice versa. It just doesn't help you enough, and you're still chugging potions. Just kind of leans into
Hello, my friend.
a very, I wouldn't call it a feast or famine entirely. There's definitely some middle ground to lifesteal, but a lot of it does end up being quite feast or famine. Resist magic, mana shield, staff of lightning. We're going to Book of Inferno. We're going to throw this on the ground. I'm going to grab this Book of Inferno. We're going to sell it. Stone Curse there. I'm going to sell all these other items here. So the studded leather was not worth picking up. That's too bad. Crown of Precision. That's a lot of dexterity. And it's 10 armor. Just more armor than we have on our crown. But the life stealing. Can't get rid of the life stealing. Book of Stone Curse. Book of Flash. Kind of moving forward, but not onward, away from this. I'm also looking for a portal book. I would like to use my mana for portals. I think that's a pretty good usage of stuff. There's Book of Fireball, Stone Curse, Holy Bolt. A Staff of Town portal could be good too. Like, totally valuable. Book of Lightning. Let's see here. Scroll of Fireball, don't really care. Scroll of Chain Lightning, don't really care. Scroll of Healing, I'm not going to sell it because it's not worth it. We already looked at this. There's nothing useful here. We'll just buy a town portal. Diablo 1 does not autosave. You have to save, or if you die, you go back to your last save. If you're playing in single player. Playing in not single player, you will just lose your body and all your items on the ground. But here's another thing about Diablo 1 that's super weird, in my opinion. And it's actually something I standardized in my Diablo 2 mod a bit too. In Diablo, each class gets different bonuses from the stats. So this is a weird order, kind of. You got strength, you got magic, you got dexterity, and you have vitality. Magic gives you mana, vitality gives you health, and then dexterity gives you both armor class and 2 hit chance and a little bit of damage depending on the weapon. And then damage in Diablo 1 is actually based on the character with the weapon, not the weapon class alone. So as the rogue, we get damage from dexterity and strength on basically everything, whether it's a bow or not. We do have a cap on our strength, though. And then magic increases magic damage in Diablo 1. It's not guaranteed on every single spell, but things like Firebolt, I believe Holy Bolt, technically Guardian, because Guardian just shoots your current level of Firebolt, by the way. It's really neat. Just shoots that, or level 1 if you don't have it. So it's kind of weak if you don't have Firebolt, which means that you want to actually max out Firebolt for the Guardian. Just an interesting play experience mechanic. But stat-wise, the characters get some weird stuff. So equipment has stat requirements. Like this one, none of the other ones have stat requirements. That's really weird. That one has a stat requirement. That one has a stat requirement. So this is the staff. The staff requires the stat based on the spell that's on it. And I didn't sell that. I should have sold that. That was the intent of picking it up. But the rogue, for example, let's start with the warrior. Warrior gains 2 life per vitality, but only 1 magic per magic, or 1 mana per magic. And then the warrior also only gains 1 mana per level while gaining 2 health per level. So a 2-1-2-1 ratio. The rogue is even weirder in that it depends on where the stat comes from. So the rogue, when she levels up, she gets, let me look at my notes. She gets 2 life and 2 mana per level. Pretty good. But you only get 1 life and 1 mana per stat that you invest from your level ups. However, if you get that same stat, we have any, vitality, get that same stat from an item, the rogue gets 1.5 instead of 1.0 for both mana and health. So there's just like some of this like nitpicky weird stuff in there. And it definitely plays into kind of an RPG. Everybody's good at something. Everybody's bad at something. I just walked into absolutely the worst situation here. I'm gonna go for these guys. Apparently, easier to hit them. There we go. Durability 11. Definitely losing durability. And I am just rocking this shield because of how blocking is just insane. But if blocking was like Diablo 2, I'd probably still die. With a max of 75%, that is. Okay, we did not discover the entire... Did not discover the entire level. We probably do want to do that here. Got a ring. What could it be? So, as weird as it is, it's actually valuable for this character to invest in dexterity and then wear the stats that she wants for health or mana. Unless she wants a lot of health and mana, but just stat-wise, it's not very efficient. Which maybe that's a good thing, that, you know, she gets more from not doing those things. Again, that's very RPG. But I also like my character classes and the structure of the game to be kind of, I don't know, for me, I like the idea of everyone's kind of a little bit of a blank slate. If you get into like Path of Exile, you know, you do have that more so because you're sort of classless until you get your ascendancy skills, and like, yeah, you have a class, but the class really just determines your starting point on the tree. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna lose my shield just because I'm blocking too much. Oh. Come on. Oh, the fireball hit me and staggered. Come on. In Diablo 1, the warrior and the sorcerer are basically mirror images of each other. So the sorcerer gets 2 mana and 1 health per level, and 2 mana per magic and 1 health per vitality. Again, creating the structure of you don't really want to put points into vitality on the sorcerer. I think that's everybody. Okay, I'm going to go back this way, and we're also going to say, because that was a bit of a rough patch. And one of the reasons I don't just go straight down, you might just go straight down in like a Diablo, in like Diablo 2 or Path of Exile. You're just like, oh, I'm just going to go. I found the exit. I'm going to go. Those games automatically respawn enemies. This one does not. You have to do a new game to respawn enemies. And so I am trying to do this without doing a new game. New game does clear the floor. So you lose all the items that are just hanging out. It clears all the maps. It resets everything. Come on. Every time I block, that would be a hit. Like, because I've got a 100% chance to block. And then every time I get hit is, that's another, is that really another fascinating shrine? I think that's for the firebolt and lose mana thing. Man, those little fireball things always hit. Come here. So if I was making a game, I'd probably follow the Path of Exile style or the Torchlight style, where every stat is equal to each other no matter what character class you're playing. That standardization feels better. Now, things like maybe a chance to be staggered, you know, stuff like that, I could see those being a little bit more RPG. And, you know, the rogue might have a higher hit recovery speed, or the barbarian or something might have, you know, some innate damage resistance or something. You know, those kind of things, but yes, I am just going to continue going dex. Helps my damage, it helps everything else too. Helps my damage and not being hit. Oh, geez. We do not want to stand in that doorway. Maybe to the side of it, but not in it. We had a good position there. Those are some lucky hits, I think. Way too many hits. I said I'd click every shrine. There it is. It's the Firebolt Shrine right there. I did it. I committed. I am gonna go to town, though. We badly need repairs. Let's see here. That's not what I wanted to do.
Well, what can I do for you?
Anything of value. Anything of value. Vitality, hit points. That's pretty good, but we have a better one. We'll go identify stuff.
Hello, my friend. Stay a while and listen.
Let's see. Something to talk about. We just identified stuff. Here is yet another question for you. What do you think, as a player, about identification in a Diablo game? Diablo 1 and 2, and I think technically 3, have identification. Diablo 1 and 2 focus on the scrolls of identification and the idea that you can't just identify something anywhere. That you also need someone that is knowledgeable. I wanted to sell this. Do I want to sell that? 1 to 8, 4 to 8, 12 strength, 13 to 20 instead of 15 to 19. It's a higher variance. It allows us to wear heavier armor, but it's otherwise not very good. I'm going to throw it over here in this pile. We might want something like that in the future. Chance to hit 21%. Well, it's even better than what we're wearing, so I'm going to keep that vitality on the other one. Oh, that's what I was going to check on. I remember. See how long we've been recording. That was my question.
I sense a soul.
Let's sell this Staff of Lightning. It was not worth picking up. Teleport. I'm going to sell it because I don't see a value in it right this second. I'm sure there would be a value in it later, but not right this second. Telekinesis can be fun. You can pull levers that are part of the world and story and stuff with telekinesis. Pick up items from a distance. You could do that in Diablo 1 or Diablo 2, but people just used it to steal items mostly. Sure. I do want to pump up my... Where am I getting magic from? Oh, that. Magic. Neat. Save it off. And we do have an extra pile of gold here. We'll drop it. I know I tend to repeat myself, but yeah, I would probably just do standardization on stats like Torchlight or Path of Exile. But what do you think about those kind of things? What should be innate to a character? Should stats be different? Should stats all be the same? You know, in Dark Souls or Salt and Sanctuary, the stats are what you make of them. You have a character with, you know, high poise. You have a character with high poise. It's not based on, did you start with high poise? Did you choose a character that has increased poise because they just do? It also means that you can fix your character a bit more. What the? I don't remember doors could be trapped. That's cool, though. I don't remember it, and therefore it's that much cooler. Thaumaturgic Shrine. Don't remember what that one does. Too many shrines, and not enough. I don't have thousands of hours or anything in this game, so... got? Oh, there. Critical potion. Critical heal. Oh, I was going to talk about identify scrolls. That's what I was going to do. I was messing around with the shops and stuff, so kind of forgot about it. Oh boy. Oh boy. Nope, 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 nope. They like to get behind you, stab you. Sure, there's more in here. Yep. Identification, you know, like, I think it's really cool when you're in kind of this dungeon-esque, dungeon crawler, hack and slash, very boring, very slow, tedious, you know, gameplay, where you're not just popping a town portal every 2 seconds and going back to town for free or whatnot. I do like the idea that, like, town portals aren't free, fast travel isn't, so to say, free, and I'm going to click this, but I don't remember what it does. What once was open is now closed. All treasure chests have been reset on the floor. Maybe all doors, too. I do remember what that means. I just don't remember what the name of the shrine was. You get to re-roll them all. Nope, not doors, just treasure chests. Be funny if it was doors. I think that makes more sense. I don't know how many treasure chests I've opened. But yeah, like, a lot of players modernly, I would say, find it just to be a nuisance. You have to identify something. It's kind of like repairs. Like, I don't want to go back to town and repair again. You know, maybe that's... I'm not saying that's me, but that random amorphous person that is they or people more generally just might say it that way. The shapeless gray blob that is a group of people. Chests over here. Spike club. Full helm. Okay, we'll go down. Ooh, we are here now. I don't like here. Here is scary. These little puddles, they hurt. They're the closest thing to poison in Diablo 1. Probably just magic damage or something, but does hurt. Actually don't know what it is. It could be fire damage for all I know. I have no idea. Stop running away. Okay, yeah, you're just gonna keep running away. I'm gonna go this way now. And some more of these guys with a lot of archers and plus spitter type things. You know, this is gonna be real fun. Big tanky boys in front of ranged ones. At least the pus sitters decide that they want to go melee every time they spit. Run up in melee after they do it, and... Please, stop hitting me. I just want to, you know, kill you and your boss. You know, for invading my world and such. Well, I guess not everybody's a demon. These guys are. Where are you going? Back here. The body of a slain hero. Like a half quest that just always drops something. Based on class. Because, of course it is. I don't mind scrolls of identify. I do think it's kind of an interesting mechanic. I actually wouldn't mind like repair powders as well. I know some games. First one that comes to my mind is Dark Cloud, PlayStation 2 era. Repair powder where you can kind of just repair your weapon anywhere, and yeah, it becomes kind of a little weird tax, and it fills up your inventory or whatever, but it's just there. It's a functional mechanic. It does what it's supposed to do. The warrior in Diablo 1, of course, has the repair skill, which actually I didn't know this until recently, like until I was an adult. Coming back to Diablo 1 many years ago, but still recently enough for me, was that the repair skill on the soldier is actually scaled to his level. So the chances of losing durability go down. I always thought it just always reduced durability when you repaired in the field, so to say. But it actually goes down. Come back here. I don't miss this. Ranged enemies just always meandering forever away. And everything like moves basically the same speed in Diablo 1, so they meander away the exact same speed that you're chasing them. Until you pin them into a corner like I kind of did there. Or just kind of get lucky with a hit, or you have range. Hey, you're stuck. There you go. Oh my gosh. That's a lot of arrows. At least they'll come back around the corner. Like chasing cockroaches. They've seen the light of the sun. They're gonna run around. Come on. There's something to be said for AI, again, moving off of the previous topic of identification scrolls. There's not much to say there, just kind of a, is it a nuisance to you, or is it, you know, world building? But, perfect AI, so to say, perfect enemy combat AI, is not necessarily what is fun. It is what is... or I should say, it is what is fun. You want to aim for fun over whatever this is. This is not, in my opinion, fun trying to catch cockroaches. There. We'll save. Getting close to a level. I do wish identification scrolls dropped more often in Diablo 1. Hunter's bow. One of these days, I will find a better weapon. It may not be today, but one of these days I will. Ooh, long staff. I do wish there was a actual identification book. There is not. You can't learn to identify stuff for yourself in the field. Like, there's a repair skill, there's town portal skill, but there is not. There is not an identification scroll or book. Let's see here. Now, we're still not finding a one-hander that is greater than kind of what we have. Like, this is 1 to 8, that's 4 to 8. If we had something that had minimum damage on it, that would help significantly. Quarterstaff of Bone Spirit. We probably want to pick that up. That's probably very valuable. Bone Spirit's a higher level skill. We get to do the Black Mushroom quest. Oh boy. I'm excited. Not really. It's a weird quest. It's one of those fetch quests. Where is that? Quarterstaff of Bone Spirit. Saber is useless. I don't know why that's in my inventory. Actually, let's do that. We will get the fungal tome first. I saw it down here. Where'd it go? That way. Scroll of Mana Shield. Another thing to put in my inventory. Scroll of Healing. I actually do miss these scrolls. Strangely enough, I think that kind of stuff is really fun to be able to... Ooh, up to town. Oh yeah, this is the long route. Gotta walk all the way over here. Since I'm over here, I'm just going to talk to her real quick. I just want to point this out. You can store things in the Devolution mod at her place.
Hello, my friend. Stay a while and listen.
Ooh, that is one good bow. 16 to magic, 1 to 10 damage. That would be so much better than what we've got. The 56% damage bonus is not shown on the item in this game. It is shown in other Diablo-likes. Chance to hit, high durability. 14 to magic staff. Strangely enough, a staff with magic on it, while I think it technically...
It's always a pleasure to see one of my
what quest did we just activate?
I know that you've been venturing deeper into the labyrinth, and there's a story I was told that you may find worth the time to listen to. One of the men who returned from the labyrinth told me about a mystic...
Yeah, the Anvil quest. I thought that's what it was. That and that. And then sell. Yeah, let's sell it. And we'll sell that, and we'll sell that, and we will see what we can buy. 22 and 26. Not bad. Not bad at all. We still have this, though, and that's 15 health and 25 armor and faster hit recovery and the other thing. We cannot read the fungal tome.
That didn't do anything.
We have to go to the witch. We're at 1 hour.
What do we have here?
Okay, so she took the fungal tome and just kind of told us to go find a black mushroom. And we'll do that eventually. For now, I'm gonna end it here. And just say, you know, if you made it this far, please subscribe. If you like my ramblings about game mechanics, if you want to answer my questions in the comments or come to the Discord. The Discord isn't super active, but more people the merrier. And until next time, take care.